Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Makakodash, that will honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who do well and teach this truth in all honesty and sincerity. Salutations to you brothers around the four corners of the earth that's pushing this truth with all honesty and sincerity and great diligence to wake up the hopeful elect of Israel. Double shalom to you, Akim, that's scattered among the heathen. Come looking like the heathen, but you are in fact of the stock of Israel, and you hold this truth near and dear, and follow the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your abilities in this wicked world. Shalom to you, Aqua, out there listening, line in silence, playing your creation role as the Lord commanded you to. It's your brother Azor from GMS St. Louis, coming with another video, and today, I ran across a video of Mr. King Kong Consciousness, Umar Johnson, just showing how outside of this truth, man, our people are just all over the place, you know. Without this knowledge of these scriptures, our people don't know. They don't know what is right, what's wrong. They don't get it. They don't have no type of understanding. But I'm gonna let them speak, and then I'm gonna grab some precepts, and Lord willing, you edified. Without any further ado.
I'm saying this because I want black women to understand it is very dangerous for black women to say that all black women don't have a right to be respected. It is dangerous for black women to say all black women don't deserve to be respected. When I hear black women make the respect of black women conditional on character, conditional on integrity, conditional on behavior, conditional on income, conditional on education. When you make the respect of black women conditional, the question then becomes, who has the right or the power or the authority to determine which black women should receive respect and which black women should not receive respect? See, let us understand, you're the most sexually abused population in America. Let us understand, you're the most sexually presented population in America. Of all women in this country, not only are you more likely to be harassed or raped or stalked or physically abused by men, you're least likely to see a conviction. When we look at all the black women being kidnapped, all the little black girls being kidnapped and raped and tortured, when we look at all the single mothers and their victimization, when we look at the fact that black women are the fastest growing prison population, when we look at the fact that black girls have the highest suicide rate, my question to black women, why do you want respect for black women to be conditional?
Respect for anyone is conditional. Respect for anyone is conditional. No one looks at a pedo and says, "Oh, he deserves respect." You know, no one looks at a serial killer and, "Oh, he deserves respect." No one looks at these hood rats or Karens or whatever and say, "Oh, they need respect." Respect is conditional, man. The hell is this guy talking about? You don't just supposed to respect anybody. You respect people worthy to be respected. And where do you get that um guide on what's to be respected and what's to be rejected? From the scriptures, man. Um this guy is just the spearhead in these modern day times to this Queen of Heaven worship, man. You know, the black woman can't do no wrong. So-called black woman can't do no wrong. Women are to be just like they're everything precious, no matter how they come, man. This guy's nuts, man. And we must remember that our women took the bait, man, from massa and accepted the welfare, and that means they had to get their protection and their guidance, their Lord out of the way, man. The man had to get out the way so you could receive the crumbs from master table. But now it's they should be respected, and they don't even respect themselves, man. Yeah, they the most sexualized because that's how they put themselves out there as sexual beings. They're not modest in their apparel. They have a haughty and whorish countenance, man. They present themselves that way. But guys like this put the woman up on a pedestal, and she still don't respect you because you were fool enough to think she's something greater than what she thinks of herself, man. Which we know our women are royal. You know, we know ourselves to be royal, but you have to carry yourself in that manner. And the guidance for that comes from these scriptures, man. But I'm gonna jump to the book of Romans, chapter 2, and I start at verse 2. And it reads, "But we are sure that the judgment of Yahweh is according to truth." So again, these scriptures, man, that's what you judge a person based off of. "Against them which commit such things. And thinkest thou this, O man, that judges them which do such things, and doest the same, that thou shalt escape the judgment of Yahweh?" Let me jump down to verse 9. "Tribulation and anguish upon every soul of man that doeth evil, of the Jew first, and also of the Gentile." And that means those that understand their Israel, and those that was, living as a Gentile, forgetting their Israelite customs and laws, statutes, and commandments. "But glory, honor, and peace to every man that worketh good, to the Jew first, and also to the Gentile. For there is no respect of persons with Yahweh. For as many as have sinned without law shall also perish without law, and as many as have sinned in the law shall be judged by the law. For not the hearers of the law are just before Yahweh, but the doers of the law shall be justified." But the Lord is not a respecter of persons. You know, look at Moses. He called Moses to be his mouthpiece, man. And guess what? Moses didn't make it to the promised land because he, didn't he was moved to wrath, man. He offended the Lord, man. He smoked the rock. He wasn't obedient. The Lord didn't allow him to see the promised land. He's not a respecter of persons, man. So you can't just walk around like, oh, just throwing out respect to people who are not worthy of respect, man. And especially our people don't get the respect that they supposed to because they not in tune with their power and their laws and their statutes and commandments, man. The scripture says, of the woman came the beginning of sin. Through her we all die. So why are we treating them like anything other? But I guess it's donation time. So who's the number one consumer? In this country, it's the so-called black woman, man. They consume, man. They buy into anything that sounds good, man. Anything that doesn't cause them to look at themselves for who they are. And that's where guys like this come in. This is the book of James, chapter 2 and verse 9. But if ye have respect to persons, ye commit sin and are convinced of the law as transgressors. So you going off, man, if you have a respect to a person because you're not judging according to righteousness, man. Which I read the judgments of the Lord are truth, man, or right. So it ain't you got to remove emotions, man, and get into logic and reason. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Jump to the book of John. This is the book of St. John, chapter 7. Verse 24. Judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgments. And let me see. Let me get this precept. This is Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 16. And I charge your judges at that time, saying, hear the causes between your brethren, and judge righteously between every man and his brother, and the stranger that is with him. Ye shall not respect persons, in judgment, but you shall hear the small as well as the great. You shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is Yahweh's, and the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it. So you're not supposed to be a respecter of person, man. You know, you call the evil evil and you call the good good, man. And this whole circus stage play, man, it's old, man. This is old, man. The clowning around of the Queen of Heaven worship, the all these antics. It's old, man. You know, you stick up for fucking adulterers and adulteresses. But how did this even happen, man? Because they don't fear the Lord, man. They don't care about his law, statutes, and commandments, man. You know, with him speaking on the whole incident with Will and Chris Rock, man. The scriptures say that the adulterer and the adulteress both should be put to death, man. So it's judgments that are clearly being ignored in this society, man. In fact, being promoted. You have guys like this that stand up for wickedness.
Do you realize how dangerous that is? When someone says no black woman should be punched in the face, and then a black woman will stand up and say, well, wait a minute. Before we say she shouldn't have been punched in the face by a man, let's find out what she did first. Making it.
What we just read. What we just read. Let me go back to it. I charge. This is Deuteronomy 1 and 16. And I charge your judges at that time, saying, hear the causes between your brethren, and judge righteously between every man and his brother and the stranger that is with him. Ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but you shall hear the small as well as the great. You shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is Yahweh's, and the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it. So yeah, people do things that deserve a certain type of judgment, man. Which the scripture is full of what to do in this situation, what to do in this situation. The statutes, man. The laws, man, the commandments. You can't get away from it and try to make sense out of anything. A woman has a place, man, and it's not swinging on some fucking man. No, nobody in their right mind would go and go and slap a lion. You know, so what? Were you saying that the man don't deserve respect? But let's pass out respect to these women, especially the so-called black woman who has lost her goddamn mind. Like we playing spades. Like we dealing cards. Let's just pass it around the table. Everybody gets some respect, except the so-called black man.
Condition. Making it conditional. When we say all black women should be respected, hold the door for her, pull the chair for her, some black woman somewhere is going to jump up and say, wait a minute. How does she dress? Wait a minute. How many baby dads does she have? wait a minute. What does she do for herself? Black women are the greatest attackers of black women. I don't think it's black men anymore.
And that may be true, but at the same time, you there has to be a judgment somewhere, man. This is what happened to our community for a lack of judgment, man. Oh, nobody. Oh, I can't speak on this, and oh, I ain't. To each his own, and come on, man. You got to call out the bullshit, man. That's why the Lord gave us laws, statutes, and commandments. Told us how to judge matters accordingly. I'm gonna jump to the book of Proverbs, chapter 28 and verse 5, and it reads, "Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things." And guys like this don't understand a righteous judgment, man. You have a evil and good. It ain't no gray area, man, where, oh, yeah, this got to slide because there's a black woman there. She can, and that's our queen. And hell out of here with that shit, man. Because of a lack of judgment in our community is according to the scriptures, and that's why it's the way it is, man. On top of having our enemies ruling over us, on top of having our power angry at us, man. I'm gonna jump down to verse 10. Whoso causeth the righteous to go astray in an evil way, he shall fall himself into his own pit, but the upright shall have good things in possession. and so it won't be a surprise when a brother like this, or I'll say a nigga like this, man, because you're not a brother, man. He's telling our people to do exactly the opposite of what the scriptures say, man. But it won't be a surprise if he putting a woman up on a pedestal and then it backfires on him. It become a thorn unto him. That's the type of things that women do, man. When they have a sucker simp like this, they don't respect you for putting her up on a pedestal where she don't belong. In fact, women more times than less, women respect you for calling her out on her bullshit, man. Yeah, they'll be mad, but oh well. It is what it is. They see they can't get over on you. But anywho, I'm gonna come back with a part 2, Lord willing. Hope this has been edifying. I'm gonna say Kwame Asharala in the Bible Ball.